Hey everyone, and welcome back. We are continuing our Decent Debates series, and in this video I would like to present the draft feature when it comes to writing arguments. So I have already tried to write an argument, but let's say that right now as a user I cannot finish this argument in due time, so I will simply save it as a draft and come back to it later in order to properly write it. So if I save it as a draft, I have been notified that the draft creation will be successful. And one very important thing to mention is that when creating a draft, after saving it, there won't be any ticket created from that draft. Tickets, which will have to be reviewed by moderators, will only be created whenever a user proposes a debate or an argument. So in this case, the draft will simply be part of the user activity, as we will see now. And yeah, basically the moderator cannot see it at all. Now that we see that maybe this is a bug, so I should maybe add some space here, or maybe it is, but yeah, I have it's because of the zoom. Okay, it makes sense. Anyway, so I will click on the draft, and basically now I'm simulating a common scenario that might happen. Let's see that I come back to it and I want to add some more content. Now I can either submit, and the result of that will be creating a ticket for the moderator. Now, or I can click on update draft, which will simply update it, and it will keep me on the same page until I'm done. So basically this is a way to periodically save the drafts or to save your work as you are writing the argument. And now if I come back to my activity page, I can come back again to this argument, and I can keep on improving it. Now let's add some more content before submitting it. So some content before submitting it. And now if I click on submit, it says that the draft has been successfully submitted, which means that now, as you can also see here, this argument has become a ticket for the moderator. And now if I log in as a moderator, I should see it somewhere here. Yeah, this one. And I can quickly inspect it. So basically this is the feature. Now some interesting parts about the implementation under the hood. So first, let's see the schema for the argument table, because drafts and arguments are not kept in separate tables. They are kept in the same table, the same argument table, but as you can probably see here, there is an isDraft column, which of course indicates whether the current argument is a draft or not. So when I save the argument for the first time as a draft, basically this logic will be invoked, and as you can see, there is just a simple insert into the argument table, ensuring that isDraft is set to true. Now there are a few more methods that concern this feature, and one of them is update draft. Let me hide that right panel. So when it comes to updating a draft, I simply update the content or the title, or even a counter argument and the type, because while writing the draft, let me see if I can show it once again. Okay, so here's another draft. When writing an argument, I can also change whether it is a pro or con, and if it is an argument, or if it is meant to be a counter argument for another argument, then I can also specify to which argument the argument I'm writing is a counter argument to. I hope it makes sense. So this is the reason as to why these fields are here. And yeah, apart from that, there is nothing fancy going on. And lastly, there is the submit draft, which is composed of two actions. First of all, whenever a draft is submitted, then as I said, a ticket has to be created first, so that's why we have an insert query or an insert statement for the ticket. And lastly, we also have to update the argument so that isDraft becomes false. And what we also need to make sure when when submitting a draft is to save the last updates that have been made, because the user might simply add some content and then will simply click on submit instead of clicking on updating draft and then submit. So we are combining both logic, both types of logic here. And yeah, basically this is what's going on. Then we simply we first create a ticket while making sure that all of these actions upon the database are run within a transaction, because we want to make sure that both of these statements succeed. If either of one doesn't succeed, then we want to cancel the entire thing. So first of all, we create the ticket and we get the ticket ID, and we will need that to properly set it in the argument table, because this is the way tickets, the concept of tickets, are managed in this app. The argument table, we have a ticket column, as well as the debates table. We will also have a ticket table, a ticket column. So here is the ticket ID in the argument, and let's search for debate if I can find it. Okay, so as you can see, the debate table also has a ticket ID, which will reference the ticket table. In the ticket table, there are columns, there are generic columns, but the ticket table can be referenced from multiple tables. In this example, it is referenced from the debate table and from the argument table. Okay, so back to where we were. After creating a ticket, we get a ticket ID, and we need that to set it in the argument table. And after doing that, I think there should be an await here, probably. But anyway, you get the idea. After we have created a ticket, we have to update the argument so that it is no longer a draft, and it also we also make sure that it has a ticket ID. Yeah, probably there should be an await statement here, but I'll fix that later. So this will be it for this video. I hope you found it interesting, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.